Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. Following the announcement of the provincial budget in March, the Cypress Health Region was left with a $9.2 million shortfall for the 2017-18 fiscal year. Interim CEO Larry Elson says they managed to deliver a balanced budget to the board. Solar and wind power generation are becoming more common on a global scale and generating interest by local entrepreneurs and community stakeholders to go green. Such is the case for Mihail Ivanshikov of Solar Plantation. The Edmonton-based business owner is investing his own time and money into bringing a solar-generated project to the Maple Creek and Shaunavon areas. Baseball is a favorite pastime for many, and over the next several weeks, you're encouraged to come out and support the Swift Current 57s at Mitchell Field. Thanks for joining us here today. The Cypress Health Region has released its annual budget, and in this report we'll find out how they balance their books. Following the announcement of the provincial budget in March, the Cypress Health Region was left with a $9.2 million shortfall for the 2017-18 fiscal year. And despite facing its most difficult budget preparation for the region in its history, Interim CEO Larry Elson says they managed to deliver a balanced budget to the board, which included $144.1 million for operations and $17.8 million for its capital budget. Final numbers, which were achieved in the following manner.
The majority of it was through our surplus. We had some capital reserves that we brought in that we were going to use for other things, but now we brought those in, and we had some operating efficiencies, we had vacancy management, and then there were some announcements that the province made on budget day that helped for a small portion of our budget. But we found the $9.2 million, it wasn't fun. There was a few people that lost their jobs. Like there wasn't many, 2 or 3. Most of ours is through vacancy management. We're having a really difficult time trying to staff our facilities, not only in Swift Current, but mostly in our rural sites. We had some small efficiencies in, like we're not doing some IT refresh. We won't be doing that this year. Some laundry efficiencies that we're doing out at the Meadows, that's going to save us some money. There's a number of initiatives that roll up to that 1.6, but the majority of it is vacancy management.
Elson goes on to explain that because the health region used a majority of its surplus fundings to help balance the budget, just under $300,000 is now remaining for any emergent needs, such as purchasing new equipment, which would then lead the region to extended discussions with the province and assistance from the Dr. Noble Irwin Regional Healthcare Foundation.
Now that we've got an approved budget, an approved capital budget, I'm hoping the foundation will take that and say, yeah, we'll buy that and that and that and that and that, which then would help us, in our bottom line. The Health Foundation, they've already indicated to me there's a couple items that they could probably build a campaign on, which, we have some birthing beds on there. So that's something that the foundation said they could probably get behind.
And with the Cypress Health Region's final budget now presented before amalgamation into one provincial health authority, there's still some unfinished business in the area of long-term care, specifically for the community funding portion of the New Meadows facility in Swift Current.
We're a little shy. It was $15.75 million, and we're about $1.4 million shy on that. So that's something we need to work with our community partners. And it gets a little tougher now that the facility's built, and everybody thinks it's kind of paid for. But there's still some work that needs to be done to shore up that share. I say we got 30 years, but we'd like to get that something in writing, some commitments before too long.
The paperwork for the Cypress Health Region's 2017-18 budget will now be submitted to the province, with all current health regions then working together on the new Saskatchewan Health Authority's overall budget in August.
That looks like a government program.
For over 12 years, Southwest TV News has provided the visuals for the defining moments in our community. Support your community and help us to continue our work. Support our sponsors by watching the ads on YouTube and by clicking the ads on our website. Pennies per click, which will help us continue to bring you the award-winning news coverage you've come to expect from Southwest TV News. Celebrate Canada's 150, the Cowboy Way. Frontier Days in Swift Current is an exciting lineup of grandstand entertainment, June 28th through July 1st, including the Washboard Union, the CCA Rodeo and Cabaret, and the grand finale with Sawyer Brown and Aaron Goodman. Get your tickets today from the Swift Current Ag&X office or PharmaSave. The 79th Annual Frontier Days in Swift Current, June 28th through July 1st. A new solar project is in the works for the Maple Creek area and will enhance the overall power grid. Solar and wind power generation are becoming more common on a global scale and generating interest by local entrepreneurs and community stakeholders to go green. Such is the case for Mihail Ivanshikov of Solar Plantation. The Edmonton-based business owner is investing his own time and money into bringing a solar-generated project to the Maple Creek and Shaunavon areas. He and other company representatives were recently working on the land just outside of Maple Creek and explains the focus of the project.
Well, there's lots of companies doing solar definitely across Western Canada, in British Columbia, in Alberta, in Saskatchewan. But the whole idea of the community concept is fairly new. So we hope to be the first one to do economically feasible community solar project. So when our company looked throughout the Western Canada, we identified this spot in the southwestern Saskatchewan is the premium. It's defined based on exceptional solar resource, pretty much better than anywhere else in Western Canada, as well as a very favorable program that SaskPower has at this moment. So the fixed rate on the small power producers program that SaskPower offering is $108 per megawatt hour, which is substantially higher than in many other places.
And as Solar Plantation seeks out 14 community investors in Maple Creek at a cost of $200,000 each and 5 interested parties for the Shaunavon site, Mihail says the project will move forward no matter the amount of community investment, as he believes this green initiative is the way of the future.
The biggest goal for us is just to prove that community solar model work and be a role model for SaskPower that's working right now on the implementing different programs, hopefully sometime next year. So if we can be used as a role model, something that's actually in the ground this year and working, that would be an excellent example for the entire Western Canada.
Along with financial investment is the background work it takes to start the project, including on-site soil testing.
So the resistivity tests measures resistivity of the soil, which is directly related to how quickly galvanized steel going to corrode in the ground. And so we measure it, it's a 4-pin winner test. We measure the resistivity of that particular soil, and that will go into the calculation how quickly a pile going to corrode.
An innovative project which the town of Maple Creek supports and hopes will generate more business development in the community.
When we've got businesses coming and they're asking and looking, I mean, that still, it makes you, it boosts it a little bit, but, it makes you feel a little bit better that, okay, somebody is looking and we are a good spot for that. And because of the weather, because that's when you look at the hours of sunlight and the winters, but the Southwest is especially good for the winters because of the lack of snow, and the heat. So, yeah, so we're expecting and we're waiting. Anybody that wants to come and ask, we're always here. Our ears are open.
Solar Plantation plans to have both Maple Creek and Shaunavon sites operational with solar panels by the end of this year. More information on Solar Plantation and its green initiatives can be found online.
We're looking at the exhibition called The Tablets by Douglas Bentham of Saskatchewan.
It's my first, what is commonly referred to as an installation. Hippocrates said that life is short, art is long. When you go into art, it just sort of sorts things out after a while. You start living this artful life.
Imagine a destination where you can enjoy world-class dining and unique accommodations. Take a leisurely stroll through streets filled with rich history while browsing for that perfect gift. Buy fresh produce from the farmer's market and enjoy a range of cultural events while stepping back in time to learn more about Canada's Old West. Your summer destination is awaiting you in Maple Creek. For event listings and all things Maple Creek, visit our website. The Swift Current 57s kicked off another WMBL season and have their sights set on another pennant. Baseball is a favorite pastime for many, and over the next several weeks, you're encouraged to come out and support the Swift Current 57s at Mitchell Field. As the 57s embark on another season of baseball, the team is filled with excitement, coming off a championship win in 2016 and having a new name. A sense of energy, which is echoed by returning pitcher Bobby St. Pierre, who's looking forward to another summer in Swift Current.
I mean, I think it's obviously interesting to be the first team that's the 57s and also a part of the team that was the last team, that was the Indians. And obviously winning the championship was really cool with that name. So I think it'd be really cool to start and have a very good year as the 57s.
One of the new faces to the 57s roster is Brett Esau. Originally from Meadow Lake, he played baseball in Texas last summer and is glad to be back in Saskatchewan and add his contributions to the team.
Oh, everybody's friendly. I mean, billets are great, coaches are great, and the few baseball players I've met already are very friendly. So, I mean, it's great to fit in real quick. And coming into a new program like this, I know what my abilities are, and hopefully I can just bring that to the ball club.
And from a coaching perspective, Joe Carnahan says they have a great mix of players again this year who exude a sense of professionalism on and off the field.
First off, we want to bring in good people that are going to represent Swift Current, be good citizens here in the city. When we're on the road, also represent Swift Current, and want them to be talented baseball players as well. And we want them to have a goal in mind to get to the next level after here. Some guys achieve it, some guys don't, but we want that goal in mind as well. So when they come up here, they're up here for the right reasons. They're getting their work in. They're going to develop. They're going to get better, and if that happens, usually we'll be fine at the end.
Swift Current's WMBL team has worked hard over the past several years to make improvements to the park and expand its seasonal fan base. Changes which Carnahan says will be in the spotlight this summer.
We've moved the fence line in, we've moved the bleachers in quite a ways, added a new deck there. We're doing some new in-game stuff like that. Got some different things going on with the concession stand, and the plan is to be more interactive with the fans.
The Swift Current 57s will have a full schedule of games through the summer at Mitchell Field, all leading up to the WMBL Championship in August. Market Square is a summer tradition in downtown Swift Current, and organizers are now searching for entertainers, food vendors, and artisans to be part of the excitement for the upcoming season. Contact Marlene today at 750-7888 and spend your Saturdays in downtown Swift Current this summer. Market Square, proudly presented by the City of Swift Current, Standard Motors, Innovation Credit Union, and Southwest TV News. Celebrate Canada's 150 the Cowboy Way with Frontier Days in Swift Current. Enjoy the kickoff pancake breakfast and burning of the Frontier Days brand. Meet your friends along the route of the Canada 150 Let's Celebrate Parade. Enjoy the excitement of the Midway, livestock shows, indoor displays, and family fun zone, featuring an array of free entertainment, including the Kids Wild West Show. And look to the sky for the breathtaking Canada 150 fireworks. The 79th Annual Frontier Days in Swift Current, June 28th through July 1st. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at southwesttvnews.com. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.